I try to tell people all the time, behind any successful man, entrepreneur, or just person, you got a rock star of a woman behind them,
Yeah,
as you know, I'm sure, supporting your dreams
absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
encouraging you. So shout out to my wife for making it happen, because that was something I wanted to do. And it was so cool, man. So cool.
I want to touch on what you said about your wife though. Obviously you got married not too long ago. So you're still fairly new to the game, as am I, about 5 years into it. But what have you learned as far as how to balance, home life, everyday life with your passion for coaching? And how do you prevent it from overtaking every other area of your life?
I saw a meme that said, I quit my 9 to 5 to work 24/7. And that's kind of what it's like to give up a regular job to go as a
Yeah.
self-employed person.
Yeah.
Um, when you're passionate about something, it never feels like work.
Yeah.
So but that doesn't mean you don't get tired.
Sure.
That doesn't mean you don't get ran down. That doesn't mean that there's not other things in life. And the biggest thing I can say is you got to find a person that is going to rock with you, meaning my wife. You got to find someone that supports you and not only supports you and not only lifts you up and makes you better, but is honestly willing to make sacrifices, because it's not easy being self-employed. It's not easy being married to someone that's self-employed,
Mhm.
because she'll be the first one to tell you, I didn't know when I, married you, that I signed up to be head admin, head front desk, head HR, head, she's got
Yeah.
took on so many roles, and she's got her own career, she's teaching, and then she comes from the school and she goes straight to the facility and helps
Mm.
me out. And so without her being willing to sacrifice, there's no way my business would have been able to grow and to continue to do um, as well as it's done. It's definitely exploded ever since she's been a part of my life.
Mm.
And I can say that I've been grinding the same for probably the last 3 years strong. But as since she's been able to help me grow and develop. And, it also, you got to be able to give and take, because there's moments where I'm on my phone responding to emails at midnight, like boom, boom, boom. And then she'll be the first one to come over and be like, hey, let's have some us time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yep, exactly. Hit,
Yeah.
hit the timeout. And I have to be willing to say, oh, you're right. Like, I've been at this all day. We need to have our time.
Sure.
Um, so, you know, but I need to get better at that, because dude, I love the grind. If I wasn't married or I didn't have a significant other, dude, I would grind 24/7, 365 days a year.
Yeah.
But I told her, I said, you know what? I know you make these sacrifices, and that's why I try my best for us to go on these trips every so
Sure.
often. Where we went to Cancun and Tulum for a week where there was no work at all, and we just had so much fun together. And as we move along in our marriage, my goal is, to have locked in vacations. Hey, we need a week off every few months or every however long it ends up being. My goal is, she's willing to sacrifice for me. I need to be willing to put that effort into the relationship as well. So it's just about teamwork, man, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I love that. And I love what you said too about finding someone that, not that this is a relationship podcast, but finding someone that's gonna, I don't know exactly how you worded it, but basically run alongside of you and run and at the very least understand, like why it is that you run so hard after the thing that you love. And if they're willing to go on that journey with you, that's incredible.
The biggest thing that I try to harp on is to not ignore her passions, because when you're self-employed, and you have an awesome woman that supports you, it's really easy to just say, come join me
Hmm.
and come be a part of what I'm building and what I'm growing. And I've been trying really hard on focusing on, hey, but what do you love? What do you want to do? Where do you find fulfillment and enjoyment? Because I think if you don't do that over time, no matter how awesome your woman is, there's going to be some sort of resentment. There's going to be some sort of, well, I never got to live out my dream. And that might not be for 50 years, but at some point that's going to hit. And so I'm trying so hard and continuing to try to push her towards her dreams and her goals and support her as much as she supports me. So
That's awesome. That's great advice.